A new law limiting police pursuits in Washington state has become so absurd that suspects are now calling 911 to report the police. The law prohibits officers from pursuing suspects unless they have a reasonable suspicion that a driver is impaired or has committed a Class A violent crime or a sex crime. And so get this. Drivers are admitting their crimes to 911 dispatchers as they try to get the police to stop pursuing them. Here's one.
I have a cop chasing me in violation of House Bill 1054.
Okay, where are you?
I am about to get on 520. I'm on Leary Way, 520 West. The cop is not allowed to pursue me for driving suspended.
Okay, what kind of vehicle are you in?
I am in a red Toyota Camry with temporary registration. Redmond Police is pursuing behind me in violation of 1054.
And are you able to pull over?
No, because I'm driving suspended. He's not going to get me.
I mean, he's admitting he's driving suspended, and that's why he can't pull over, because he knows that if he pulls over, he'll be in trouble. By the way, the bill was actually called 1054, not 1074, but the suspect was close when he called it out by name. Police say an officer followed the suspect, who called 911, but did not chase, and they say they followed him onto a freeway, watching him as he sped away. The law went into effect last year, and even if a driver is suspected of having committed a violent crime, the officers still need to get permission from a supervisor first before they can pursue. It's even having implications when police try to help hostages. Here's a 911 call from a woman who said her friend was abducted.
It is a male in his 20s. He is holding a 19-year-old girl in his car and her cat hostage. He has a knife and a possible gun.
I'm sorry, he has a knife?
Yes.
When police went to investigate, the suspect sped off with the alleged victim in the car, then called 911 on the cops.
I see LPD illegally chasing me over I don't know what.
Okay,
I was leaving my car, they're chasing me.
Okay, are you able to pull over and talk with officers, find out what's going on?
No, it's an illegal pursuit and my license is suspended, and it's an illegal pursuit.
As the suspect kept driving, the alleged victim blamed police.
Car is not even wanted for jack.
Okay.
Perfectly legal car? Yes, we're just sleeping. Right.
So, what exactly happened? Did they try
to... Hold up, we're about to lose Sorry. No, it's the police's fault.
Police deployed spike strips to stop the car, which was stolen. The suspect was arrested for attempting to elude property destruction and harassment and is awaiting trial. The alleged victim says she was emotionally abused by the suspect, which is why police think she sided with him during the 911 call. Meanwhile, law enforcement and city officials from across Washington state produced a video explaining the situation to the people they serve.
Criminally minded people are taking advantage of the new laws and creating more victims as a result.
There is a victim behind every one of these crimes, and they need us to take action so their voices can be heard.
They're hoping those who see the video will contact their state lawmakers to get the law changed. And by the way, we had invited previously one of the lawmakers who led the effort to come on the show, and he declined. Joining me now is Steve Strand, Executive Director of the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs. This is nuts. Suspects are calling 911 on the police? I mean, how shocked were you when you first heard that?
You know, I should say I was shocked, but I have to admit it's become so frequent. These are not that unusual.
Really?
And the frequency of people simply driving away or fleeing from routine traffic stops is something I've never seen in my career. I've never seen the flouting of the law that we've seen, and the word is out among criminals, and it's one of the reasons that mayors and elected officials around our state are really raising the alarm and saying this is not a partisan issue. This is about public safety, and this is completely unacceptable. And the legislature had a chance to fix it. They took a pass, but we're hoping that they'll come back and do it in our next session.
Is it likely that it's going to get changed? I mean, are they recognizing? I mean, look, we saw with defund the police, right? At the time, oh, it sounds like a great idea. Then they quickly realized, of course, what a dumb idea it was. And now we're seeing municipalities across the country pulling back on that. Is that happening now with regard to this law?
Well, you know, New Jersey had much the same problem with a really poorly written law with astronomical increases in auto thefts. They fixed it. Again, our state chose not to, but there are majorities in both the House and the Senate that want to change it. They let time run out last time, and we're certainly hearing from people on both sides of the aisle that they realize that this isn't acceptable, and it's not about more chases. It's about sending a message to criminals that you can't just, it's not a get out of jail free card if you have a car. And we have to change the environment, and that's been a massive change that we've seen.
Well, I mean, the fact that the criminals know about the statute and they have the guts to call 911 and admit that they are violating the law, but demand that the police stop following them, shows you what the mentality is. And you're telling me it's happening way more than just a couple of examples that we've displayed here. But it shows you the mindset around this thing, that it's empowering them, that not only are they going to leave, but if an officer ends up following them, they're going to call 911.
Yeah, and they're almost offended. You can tell from the phone, it's you know, they should know the law because I know it better. And that's what we're seeing. I had a police chief of a city of about 50,000 who told me just last weekend he went riding with the night shift, and 5 times that night in that city of 50,000, people fled from traffic stops. That's how common it's become.
Wow.
And you have more and more people supporting drug addictions, committing property crimes with the knowledge that they can simply drive away. And that's really contributing to this change in the environment that's causing as much frustration as it is in our state right now.
2,495 drivers failed to pull over for police between January 1st and September 25th. That's number, I assume. It continues to grow by the day.
That's correct. And again, it isn't that law enforcement wants to chase more people. No one wants to engage in more pursuits. They are risky to everybody. We want to see fewer pursuits and, in fact, see more safety in the public, because these people are taking off and they're continuing to drive recklessly, and they're involved in a lot of other crimes than what the initial stop was for. Any pursuit is a big deal, and law enforcement takes it very seriously. But we need to do something to change this environment of this brazen criminality.
Steve Strand, thank you for coming on the program. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And again, we invited the legislator who loves this law to come talk about it with me, have a little discussion and debate. That does it for us tonight. Banfield starts now. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.